But what's he got to say for himself? I'm close to a breakthrough. I have found an ample source of essence now, and the vessels have responded positively to infusion of the proxy. Human trials are the next logical course. Subject is a male, approximately early 30s, powers of speech absent, presumably as a result of the over fragmentation of his soul. As such, he is the ideal subject for a present research. However, experimentation has caused severe pain and induced panic, and I have had to enlist the aid of the guards in transporting him for more recent procedures. Right, so that was the guy way over there then. What the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. Holding under control until I killed the lady. Complicated. Was a good life here, only without knowing it. Asa was being influenced by a patient, but that patient really wasn't himself at the time. Finish your explanation and everyone breaks his silence. I have read accounts of people in history who do what you describe. The accounts are few and brief and never reliable. Some go as far as to suggest that they are all the same person. Probably true. If truly such a person was here among us, plotting our ruin, would that I had a body again and could be of some real use in our time of need. I fear what the future may hold for this place. I am grateful for you were able to dispatch the threat before there was loss of innocent life. We very nearly had another scandal on our hands. What of Anzo? What part did his experiments play in this catastrophe? I confronted Anzo and was forced to. He came straight for me. You know. Such a waste. There was none more gifted working here. In time, I had hoped to rehabilitate his image, but a mind like this, so full of ideas, leaves little room for patience. I would inquire more into the matter, but in truth, you have done this institution a favour. Were his transgressions ever to reach the public, there would be a terrible uproar. I was blind to have trusted him a second time. His tone takes an ominous quality that reverberates all around you. I trust you will be more cautious in future inquiries.
Well met,
I did
friend.
everything perfectly well. Okay.
How fares your search? Well, let's hear
I
it.
found Thaos in Blackberry Sanatorium impersonating a patient. He was trying to damage the public's opinion of animancy.
Forgive me, it is unlike Theos to leave witnesses. He must be furious.
Furious?
He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it? Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep. This news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it. But if this is connected to their other activities, we may be in for something on a much larger scale. That isn't enough to take to the Duke, but we're close. Avar Wolfgren is a cautious man. He will want to know everything possible before being moved to action. Yes?
Well met, friend.
For the first time, he turns his full attention towards you, his eyes flicker. Of course, that policy is for the general public. Exceptions can be made for those who have already proven them worthy. Okay, so he looks at the shelf and draws a thick volume, shifting a layer of dust aside with his hand. The rosters are in the front, then inventories of the dead are in back. Pass it to him. Deer leased through the book for some time anxiously, running his thick farmhand fingers over page after page of names. At last, his hand stops, and fingers just below one name.
Talesh, died 18 Majaverno 2808. Third battle of Cleaban Relock. Blazing Glon father names, I swear. Pray it's Sarah's.
I don't know, dude. Stand back.
I'll be the effigy. He fought for Raid Saris.
Yeah.
Why did he fight for Raid Saris?
I don't know. I am sure he had good reason. Yes, about his complexion drained. I am too.
We gotta go there. That battlefield. Clea, the one I said. I don't know how else I'm gonna make sense of all this. I gotta see what he saw.
Okay.
And who knows, maybe his spirit will even be there and you can have one of your weird talks with him. Even worth trying, right?
I'd say so.
I appreciate that. I wish I could say you won't regret it, but you certainly might.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. Right. Which Saints War Barfield with deer. Okay. Elam Relag. You want to see the battlefield? We can do that at some point, my friend. So, to speak to... Thank you for coming. I've been trying to track you down for some time. This is Marshal Forsman, L. Bagman's military advisor. He will serve as a witness for this proceeding. He gestures at the man next to him. Well met, Road Warden. Your reputation precedes you. I admit we have created a bit of stir throughout the nobility with your reclamation of Caed Nua. Most are still not sure what to think of it. What's this about? The legitimacy of your claim to Caed Nua is in question. El Badmer has issued a ruling on the matter. Well, has he now? Yourself can make a fair judgment. Your cooperation is duly noted and much appreciated. All will be made clear once Lord Grabman arrives. Do you have any questions for me while you wait? Tell me about the Earl Badmer. He comes from a esteemed line of the lords that rose to prominence after the War of Defiance some 150 years ago. The deer would consist of 7 ealdrums. The Boardmares govern the northern ealdrum, known as the Grass. As to the current Boardmare, he is as fine a man as I know. It is an honour to serve him. That's all I need to know. Tell me more about the Grass. The Grass is now the largest of the 7 ealdrums after it consumed the pre-war ealdrum of the Yenwood. It encompasses notable settlements such as New Hilmar, Gideon's Grasp, Gilded Vale, and of course Caed Nua. That's in disrepute. Okay. Yenwood. When the Deerwood was a mere colony of a deer, it was divided into 9 ealdrums. When the Eorans were defeated and ultimately driven out, 2 of the ealdrums were absorbed and borders were adjusted. The Yenwood was of such ealdrum. What do you know about Grabban? While I've met him but once, it was ample time to determine the character of Lord Aerdir Gabban, or lack thereof. He is descended from an old Erusian line that predates the War of Defiance. His great-grandfather, Rannig Grabban, was the Earl of Yenwood during the war. That is, until he was stripped of his lands and driven from Deerwood. So, do you know which way Earl Barnard has ruled? I'm sorry, my lord, I do not. The Earl's decree is sealed. Okay, what was that about Road Warden? The one who rules Caed Nua on behalf of the Earl of Yenwood is traditionally known as the Road Warden. Your position might not be entirely official, yet by the title it is an appropriate form of address. Road Warden. Lovely. Your timing is impeachable. Here comes Lord Gavin now. That gun is floating. That gun is floating. An opulently dressed man strides towards the Chancellor, his sandy hair trailing him like a banner caught in a light breeze, boot heels echoing throughout the hall. An elven woman, cropped hair dressed in dark, gliding mail, shadows his step before taking position alongside him. He watches you unabashedly, taking your measure. Let's move past this formality as quickly as possible. I have other matters to attend to. It's well known that Caed Nua belongs to me by right. Oh, and where is this pretender? He who murdered the Ratrix, my own sister and her husband. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. He killed her. Then he went a bit loopy doopy and I had to kill him. And now steals my land. Where is this low-bored wretch? Warden clears his throat and glances at you. This man here, this is the Lord of Caed Nua. I thought he was just another servant, perhaps a valet or a porter. Oh, I could be clever. Let's be clever. Imbecile, I hope you enjoyed your time squatting on my land. Provoke me further, and I'll hang you from the highest wall of Caed Nua when our business is finished. Chancellor, read the Earl's decree. Warden breaks the seal of the scroll and unfurls it. Regarding the matter of the government claims of Caed Nua, Earl Bartmere finds that government claim was never relinquished. By law, Caed Nua is the rightful property of the government family. Oh, is it now? I knew it. I'm not finished reading, my lord. Oh, let's get back in your place, pal. Gavin rolls his eyes and motions for the Chancellor to continue. However, the Earl recognises Tom's part in reclaiming Caed Nua, a site that has stood abandoned and even, some would say, cursed for over a century. Before Caed Nua is returned to the Gambin family, the Earl has decreed that Lord Gambin will provide compensation in the form of... Absolutely not. Gambin folds his arms, a defiant scowl on his face. My lord, Warden rises his eyebrows, the amount is quite reasonable and require for your land to be returned to you. If you'll just allow me to finish. I'll not pay a single copper to this miscreant of my ancestral land. Do you think I'm blind to the Earl's motives, lackey? He thinks he can send a message with this insult? I have a message you can send that son of a whore. Gavin raises an open hand at the Chancellor, strikes from him, arms raised in defiance. Enough. How dare you give me an order? Well, I am like king of my castle, you know. My lord, I suggest you calm yourself immediately. The marshal's tone is calm, but his hands rest on the hilt of his sword. The elven woman, deftly draws a pistol from her thick leather belt. Her eyes widen in anticipation. My lords, please, there's no need for violence. Lord Gavin holds your grace for several heartbeats, his eyes burning with hatred. I'll be coming for what's mine. Count on it. Come, Captain Emery, we're leaving. He starts defiantly before storming down the hall. The captain lowers her pistols and gives a smirking shrug before following her employer. Technically, it's still mine then. Well, I can't say the Gaffassin's reaction was entirely unexpected, though at no fault of your own. I'm afraid you've made a powerful enemy. I'll have dealt with much worse. He did seem a little upset, didn't he? Yeah. I've heard he's always been vicious, even as a boy, and he can hold a grudge for a very long time. In any case, Caed Nua now officially belongs to you since Lord Gavin has rejected the Earl's decree. He hands you a deep blue sceptre which looks to have been carved entirely out of sapphire. Here, this belongs to one of the old lords of Caed Nua. By right, it is yours. Lovely. Well, I'm not going to give them that because I'm not going to be shaking hands with that prick. Yeah, I'm done here. Oh, I could be clever. Be clever. So please extend an infinity now, Dale. I'm done here. It was a pleasure to finally meet you. Perhaps we'll speak again under more pleasant circumstances. Farewell. Happy days. Alright. Haha, so we haven't cleared this place. Well, excuse me.
Let's go.
That's
Thing isn't doing the job. No good.
That's it.
You can do your little thing. A lot of damage for something that should be taking a lot of damage.
What?
Oh,
Steady does it.
yeah, he does it. Okay. Go this way, I guess. Oh, there's buff. Fast. Mm. When did this happen? Nice bit. This does this so much. I don't know why? I don't know what point that did that. It bothers me that it does that. No, it does. It really does. It shouldn't, but it really does. It does bother me. Like, oh, I'm just going to run all the way over there. Why are you doing that? Is there any reason why you should be doing that? It feels like it shouldn't. Feels like it shouldn't, but it does. So, waves are roughly chiseled into stone. They grasp an Ondra's beloved moon like curling fingers. Reflection's nice. The Ducal Palace. Pardon the intrusion, my lord. Chancellor Woodlend urgently requests that you meet him at the charred barrel in Brackenburn. It's about Caed Nua again. I don't know. My apologies. I am merely a messenger. Remind me who this is. He is a legal arbiter of El Barnon, Lord of the Grasp. I believe you made his acquaintance at the Ducal Palace. Probably. Why isn't the Chancellor meeting me at the palace? Perhaps the Chancellor is meeting with you in unofficial capacity. It happens from time to time. I'll meet the Chancellor when I can. Ah, great. What happens over here? So what happens over here? Questions. Too many questions. Stabby, stabby.
Not even slowing it down. That's it.
Log. Because he shot himself coming up to such gods, you know. That's over here.
Keeping an eye out.
It would take this long to kill this guy.
Keeping an eye out.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Yeah, so there's another place I have to get to before I get there.
Get off!
Eh, eh. Eyes with amusement, but his voice carries menace. You must be lost, pup. The giant shares don't share bounties. Warden sent me to help. Stops leaning against his sword and grips the pommel. Warden sent you, and not forms at a jowl. The well-groomed man leans in, swaying as if drunk. You think you can get the weapons? We've got two problems, rookie. A flooded entrance for one, and a crucible patrols for another. We've seen more knights than face patrons out here. Why are the knights of the crucible here? Damned if I know. They're glorified thugs in armour, and usually prefer their feathered beds to a camp cots. I got one in an instant, but I can't collect bounties as a wanted man. Tell me about the entrance. It must be the rains. We found this in the water though. He holds up a flat, circular piece of adra and drops it into a pouch on his belt. Not much natural adra around here. Might be a key of some kind. Couldn't experiment much with the damn knights prowling around. So what do we know about those weapons? Whedon's paying good coin for them. That's all I need to know. So what now? That's an interesting question. You see, we never ever share bounties. Okay. Well, I was sent to talk to you, like I say. And now we are talking. He moves forward, his face mere inches away from you. Choose your words carefully. Okay. Alright, so I could be Nancy. Resolve, I didn't expect to find the great giant slayers lying down the job. Admit it, you have no idea what to do next, or you wouldn't be sitting around here. Let's right. His hand inches towards his axe, but he finds the Adritus instead. He hurls it at your feet. Well, let's see you do better, unless you're all talk, that is. He turns to his companions. Come on, hot meals for us tonight. We'll deal with these upstarts later. He's seeing you. He turns to his partners and nods, and they follow his lead down the hall. Bye bye. It looks like we'll be facing them at some point. No doubt. Oh,